And look, you mentioned around sort of types of clients. You've had some beginners as well as those that are a bit more sophisticated. I guess if you obviously if they are at a beginner stage, then I guess you've got the tools, as you mentioned earlier on, that are suited for them. But I guess from what you said there, all traders would benefit. Is there a trader that wouldn't benefit from fixed spreads? I guess, and the answer is, I'm guessing no. I mean, I guess the only thing that I guess some people might feel the sweet spread being lower at another provider, but I guess like you said earlier on, fixed spreads gives you that certainty, doesn't it? And
yeah.
To come in and out of trades, and that's really key. If your plan is that you've got to move quite quickly, then knowing that certainty is going to make Trade Nation a good fit for them.
Well, I think so. And not only are they fixed costs, but they're also very low and extremely competitive. And and I think put those two facts together, and you've got a very compelling package and a very good reason to sort of trade with us.
And I was going to say, if we give you guys the chance to why choose Trade Nation? Let's say someone else is looking at some other brokers out there at the moment, and they're thinking, well, why should I choose Trade Nation over another broker? What differentiates you from the competition? What would your response be to that, or answer be to that, David?
Well, I think as I said right back at the very beginning, is that we really do put the customer first. We are transparent. You can see our spreads when they are exceptionally low, when they widen. I'll tell you why that is, and that is because when the relevant exchange is open, then there's more volatility, there's more liquidity, and we can offer extremely low fixed cost spreads. There are other times when the markets are maybe particularly sort of like an FX market going into the Asian Pacific session. Then we've seen this and sort of some of the incredible moves that sometimes you get in currencies and gold and silver. We've seen that quite recently in 2023 in the Asian Pacific session, just because the liquidity may dry up for a while or whatever. So our spreads will be wider then. But we're completely transparent about that. The other thing is that we have an incredible customer success team. Now, these are the people who, if there's any issue, you can come to and talk to straight away. And I think they're an amazing team. I've heard them work, and I know what their attitude is and sort of how they treat our customers. And check out our Trustpilot score. I think you'll find it's pretty impressive. When you put everything together. So, those things, I think, putting the customer first, which is what we try to do the whole time, is sort of really just an important thing aside from the spreads.
And look, you'll know and I know, but you have traders that will say, yeah, it's all great that they'll let me trade with them, and then suddenly I'll find a strategy that works, and then they'll try and shut it down, or there'll be some there's a system that they've built that you'll be will try and stop. But I guess I guess what's your comment on that in terms of if someone's managing to get a successful strategy, and if they feel someone's going to one of the brokers is going to stop eventually, what will Trade Nation's thoughts be on that?
We don't stop people trading. I know that there's this big thing out in the industry because I've worked out in other places where scalpers, for instance, are not welcome. But that's not the attitude of our risk desk. They are happy to take on anyone with any kind of strategy, and to trade with that strategy. There's someone recently who came to us and he said, I scalp. That's my trading style, and I do it in size. And I've been I had my account closed here, and I've been turned down there. Would you are you open to my business? And we said yes, and we are, and we genuinely are, because it all goes into the pot, and we're all trading. As I've said, it's all about probabilities. But we're happy to sort of take that business on. We don't change rules. We stick there, and you're welcome to come and trade with us. If you want to talk about requotes, that's another thing. And I did sort of just wanted to check with the desk about this. And this is how it works. I know a lot of companies requote their customers, particularly if they're sort of coming on with a large trade. Now we don't, and the reason we don't is because it interferes with the flow of business. If you're sort of blocking a trade, sending out a requote, that gets missed. it just interferes with the big flow of things, and prices are fluctuating up and down all the time. It's not worth the bother. And also, we want to sort of offer a streamlined process for the customer. The only exception on requotes is if there's a particularly illiquid market. It's typically going to be in an individual stock where someone requests a price in a large size, and the market just isn't displaying that. There's no liquidity in that particular stock, and that is where we may offer a requote, or maybe say, look, well, we can do it. We can do so much of your trade at this price, but the rest of it would have to be at that price, and that's the only time. It's really on individual stocks.
But just a final thing around Trade Nation and working with clients. Obviously, trust is a critical thing to clients, and you mentioned the word transparency there, which I thought was interesting, and how you're very transparent around things. How do you obviously you've got Trustpilot, and you've been saying that you're getting traders to sort of see what other people think, but how else do you sort of maintain transparency in what you guys do? Is there any other things you can share with us that if someone's watching this going, well, how can I trust Trade Nation? What else would you say to them?
It's difficult because one can say all these things, but it means absolutely nothing until you experience yourself. So I'm sorry, but I mean I can say all this. But come and try us out.
Is to try you out, basically. What you're saying is the best thing they can do is to try you guys out. And I guess what they'll sometimes get the chance to listen to you or your colleagues on the support team. I guess what you're saying is that exactly that. Try Trade Nation out, try the business out, see what reaction and response you get from the team. And if ultimately someone's felt that they're not getting that service, then I guess then not. But if they are, which is what most of your clients are getting, then that's the best way to prove that point.
Absolutely. And if you don't feel you're getting that service, please let us know, because we're doing something wrong.